Hey everyone, welcome back. Today I'm doing my end of July garden tour. If you're new here, I'm Jessica. I'm a backyard gardener in central New Jersey, zone 7A. I have a couple of surprises and I'm gonna walk you through what's working really well and what's not. Let's get started. My first surprise, baby bunnies in my oregano. There are 4 of them in there. Hey little guys. Oh my God, they're so cute. Their eyes are still closed. Aw. Okay. All right, there you go. Another interesting surprise is that the corn has 3 ears on one stalk, and several of them actually have this, or at least showing a third coming up. And what I'm reading is this is actually unusual. Most only have 1 or 2 ears, and this one has a third coming up. I don't expect much from the third because pollen would have to reach the silks when they finally emerge, and I don't even know if I'll have pollen at that point. What I'm also reading is that when the silks turn this sort of like reddish pinkish hue, means that the pollination is complete. So I'll probably be picking these in about 1 to 2 weeks. The tromboncino turned out to be this really vigorous grower this year, and I have several fruit on this one and the one behind it, and I've been treating it for both a magnesium deficiency and bacterial disease. I'm not sure which it has, but I'm treating it for both so I can keep it alive as long as possible. I'm also getting my very first cantaloupe, and there are a lot of flowers and little fruit forming. I've been lucky. I've had a lot of pollinators in my garden this season. The multigraft fruit tree, which is in its first year of production, had a lot of fruit on it early on, which surprised me, but I ended up only being able to harvest maybe 8 or 9 pieces of fruit, both peaches and nectarines. The rest of it all just dropped off or was eaten by something. So next year I'll have to do a better job protecting the tree and fruit. I feel like everything is just so delayed this season. The dahlias that I transplanted from seed that I started indoors are just putting on buds now. The zinnias are also just starting to flower. I've been able to pick a handful of flowers for an indoor bouquet. The overwintered jalapenos have been sending out a ton of peppers. Jalapenos do tend to be an earlier producing pepper plant. All of the other pepper plants I started from seeds indoors this season are spending a lot of time putting on growth and getting tall. These are the tallest pepper plants I have ever grown in all the years that I've been growing peppers. It's my first poblano coming out. This is an ornamental variety with these cute little purple peppers. That is loaded with peppers. Then this is a cayenne, just putting on its first peppers here. And then this is my third overwintered jalapeno that's a purple variety. And then I have more Hungarian hot wax. This is a Buena Mulata. It starts off purple. You can pick it actually at this stage, but then it starts to change colors from like pink to orange to red. This is a Biquinho that hasn't put on any peppers yet. This is a Brazilian starfish, and then overnight it had no peppers. Now it has like 10 peppers on it. So this should be a very prolific producer, and the one behind it is also a Brazilian starfish, but this one has no peppers, and it is in a larger grow bag. Then I have a shishito here and another shishito here. These have been putting on some peppers as well. And then this is a Fresno pepper. This has just started putting on some peppers. And then I have Jimmy Nardello's here, and they have fruit, but just everything just super delayed. And then I have several varieties of habanero peppers. This is called Nodajada. This is called habanada. They're less hot versions of habanero peppers. Like the peppers, the eggplant spent a lot of time getting taller and sizing up, and it is just now putting on a ton of eggplant. So I'm excited. This should produce a lot of eggplant over the next month or 2. And the same with the tomatoes. They have a lot of fruit, but I've only been able to pick a handful of cherry tomatoes over the last several days. So if your garden is a little behind, just know you're not alone. Sometimes it happens. There are so many factors that go into the garden, and it's hard to predict how quickly things will grow. I also have about 90 days before my first frost, so I planted some new zucchini and cucumbers. Over in the raised beds, I just started harvesting the beans, and I am prepping for fall plantings. I'm going to be planting carrots, beets, radishes, peas. I just planted some rutabaga in this area here, and I recently just pulled the spring onions and carrots out of this bed. The onions didn't do so great. I mean, they were kind of small. This was my first year growing bulbing onions, so I have to work on that for next year. But the carrots look beautiful, although they took about 110 days to produce. And all in, I got about 4 pounds of carrots out of that bed that I fermented and froze. Over the next several weeks, I should be getting some good harvests out of the garden, and I'm hoping for a better second half of the summer. Follow along so you don't miss the progress in my 7A garden. Thank you for watching.